If you're planning a trip or day out in Cornwall and you've searched Harbour Cove Beach and St George's Cove near Padstow, here's what they're like and how would you make it a good one. They're both on the Camel Estuary side of Padstow, and they can be spot on, but they're not the sort of places you just roll up to without thinking. Two things that make the biggest difference here: how you're getting in and out and what the tide's doing. So I'll run through which each one feels like, how people usually reach them, what changes with the tide, and what you've got for toilets and food so you can pick what suits your group. If you want the easiest beach stop to bolt onto a Padstow day, St George's Cove is a straightforward one. If you want more space and a calmer beach sit, Harbour Cove is usually the better one. St George's Cove is smaller and tucked in, and it's ideal when you want a bit of coast without turning the whole day into a big beach mission. Harbour Cove feels more like a proper beach afternoon, where you can settle in and spread out and it doesn't feel as busy. Quick name thing, because it catches people out, Harbour Cove is sometimes listed as Tregirls Beach. So if you see that on a map, you're still looking at the right place. The easiest way to choose between them is to decide what the day is really about. If Padstow is the main plan and the beach is the bonus, St George's Cove fits nicely. If the beach is the main plan and Padstow is only a maybe later, Harbour Cove tends to work better. With St George's Cove, most people park in Padstow and walk out on the southwest coast path. It's a proper little coastal walk, nothing dramatic, but it's not flat like a promenade either. So you're happier in decent shoes. The nice thing about doing it this way is Padstow sorts you out for toilets and food without any extra planning. The trade-off is when Padstow is busy, traffic and parking can be a grind, and it rarely gets easier as the day goes on. Harbour Cove is different because you're not stepping out of the car onto the sand. There's always a walk involved, and that matters once you've got bags, chairs, and a picnic with you. On peak summer days, the lanes can feel tight and the parking can be limited, so it can mean parking a bit further away and carrying your stuff longer than you planned. If you've got anyone with you who doesn't do well with uneven ground, steeper bits or longer walks, it's worth being honest about that because these coves are more natural and less forgiving than the bigger beaches. The way I keep it simple is this: if Padstow is happening anyway, St George's Cove slots in nicely. If I want a quieter beach afternoon, I'll aim for Harbour Cove and not try to cram everything into one day. Now the tide, this is where the places can feel completely different from one visit to the next. At higher tide, both coves feel smaller and more tucked in, and you can run out of sand quicker than you expected. At low tide, the sand opens right out, and Harbour Cove especially can go from small cove to loads of space with a totally different vibe. If you're up for a wander between coves on the sand, low tide is when it's most enjoyable, because you've got room and it feels easy. Once the water starts pushing back in, the relaxed move is to head up onto the coast path and use that for the return, rather than messing about on the rocky bits. On swimming, I look at these as estuary edge coves, not classic lifeguarded swimming beaches. There are no lifeguards here, and the Camel Estuary is tidal, so the water can change more than it looks like when you first arrive. On a calm day, a paddle is lovely. If there's wind on it, it can feel cooler and a bit rougher than you expected, and it naturally turns into more of a sit down and walk kind of visit. Facilities are the other thing to have straight in your head. On the sand, you shouldn't expect much in the way of toilets and cafes. Padstow is a dependable answer for toilets and food before or after, which is why St George's Cove pairs well with a town day. Harbour Cove sometimes has a tea room up by the farm, but I treat it as a bonus rather than something to rely on, especially out of season. The small stuff that makes the day nicer is boring but true. Water and snacks, something to sit on, a warm layer even on a bright day, and shoes you can walk in without thinking about it. And with Cornwall weather, even when it looks alright, it's worth being ready for it to shift, because these are exposed spots and the wind can change the feel of the place fast. If you've got a dog with you, Harbour Cove is usually the simpler option, and St George's Cove can have seasonal rules, so it's worth checking the sign at the access point. If you want an easy plan to copy, do it in one of two ways. Padstow day, walk out to St George's Cove for the beach stop, then back into town for food and toilets. Or a beach day, Harbour Cove first with a picnic and time, then Padstow only if you still fancy it afterwards. That's Harbour Cove Beach and St George's Cove near Padstow in Cornwall from a local point of view. Get the tide roughly right, be realistic about the walk, and it's a cracking little day out. Thanks for watching. Until next time, cheers you.